I'm working on the hub today. I went and taped up the studs, taped over the opening to the races and the bearings. I need to go get bearings and everything to rebuild it. So I'm just gonna spray paint this with some of that rust reformer paint, whatever it is. Hi, kitty. Also, I cleaned it in the parts washer. Kind of went over with the wire wheel. It's not perfect by any means, but it's good enough. And then all this, is gonna get paint on it, but I don't care because that rotor surface, I will go back over with the wire wheel because I need to get all this rust off because this thing is just, honestly, I should replace these, but I'm just not going to right now because I just need to get that big old truck. Not huge, but that truck, whatever, you know what I mean, down from the lift so I can roll it out and move my son's truck in here so we can start rebuilding it. But that's the plan for today. Got this painted and even took the wire wheel back to the rotor surface, even though it didn't clean up very well. I don't know, I'm not very hopeful that this is going to ever be shiny again. Like I said, I need to replace these rotor assemblies completely, but not right now. Maybe I'll get lucky and they'll clean up. But anyway, just got a nice coat of flat black on this. I need to clean up these threads a little bit. I think I'm gonna do that. And then get this thing repacked with new bearings. Slap it back on the spindle. And then, ain't these purty? Oh boy. My truck's never seen something so nice. Can't wait to get these on. Hopefully by the end of the day, I'll have these put on. Been cleaning up some of the internal parts for the wheel hub. Went to the parts washer, ran some carb cleaner over. I like to go ahead and take my rubber gloves off and just use my bare hands when I use carb cleaner on these things, so that way I can find every little nick and cut that I have on my hands, make it hurt all nice and good. So this can be cleaned a little bit more. It's probably fine. But anyway, cleaning these up. Gotta go to O'Reilly's, get some burrings, and then come back here and try to get this all reinstalled. These little retaining nuts here, got a couple bearings and an oil seal here. I'm not replacing the races inside the hub. They seem fine. I just don't want to go to a little trouble right now. One is LM501349, LM104949, and the seal is 471271. I just picked these up from O'Reilly's. So I guess I'm going to get started on throwing this hub back on. I forgot to mention, always make sure you pack these with grease, even if they come pre-greased. Still pack them full of grease, because they're just jingling in there. Little loose, no worse for wear, but pack them and send it, full send. We've got a very janky camera set up here. It's just sitting on top of my light, so I'm gonna pack these bearings. I wanted to make sure I could show how I'm doing it. First, I'm gonna get some grease in my hands. It's gonna take a minute in the fastest thing. So, just kind of do it like old school style, just almost like taking a little bite. Just roll it around, press it in, get all nice and disgusting. Do it on the top too. And you're gonna have to get nasty and get more grease. You're gonna have to get all over the handle of my gun. That's okay. It's all right to get dirty. Getting dirty is fun sometimes. But really, you just want to pack it all into those rollers, spin it around, and I'll end up doing this a little bit more too, but not everything needs to be on camera. This gets so nasty. Like my custom glove. 4-finger glove, yeah. Hey, look at this. Got a rag. Magic. Now I have no fingers. Oh, I think my battery's going. Oh, I'm actually out of grease. Well, that's okay, because I still have an open tube of grease that I opened the other night when it was freezing cold out here, and I thought my grease gun was empty. Turns out the grease was just way too thick, and I couldn't get it to come out, so no harm, no foul. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Man, it's hard to hold these things. It's hard to hold anything with my right hand. My right hand sucks. I'm right-handed. Chomp, chomp, chomp. And I'll take all this and put it back on my hand and go around the top. Chomp, 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 chomp. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying that. I've never done that before when I pack bearings. So yeah, I'm gonna go through these probably one more time just to make sure that there's tons of grease in there. And yeah, so now I gotta try to get these gloves off. What? Another glove. Oh man, that's amazing. What's underneath glove number 2, 3? I don't know. It's another glove too. Okay. Well, I'm gonna put this bearing in here. Wipe my hand off again. And then our seal will sit as such. No, sorry. As such. But I need to go get my bearing and seal installation tool. All right, we got the oil seal here, and you want to try to get this in just as straight and even as possible so you don't end up bending it. Oh, god dang it. Not like that. I'm just trying to get it in and get it started so I can use this little thing I got. I got a kit from Harbor Freight for bearings and seals. I don't know the part number, but gosh darn it, now I got grease all over this thing. But it's got these little pucks and this little driver. I haven't used it for a seal before yet, so hopefully this goes all right. And it's not so far. Come on, meow. Did you just say meow? Do I look like a cat? Am I jumping around from limb to limb, all nimbly bimbly? This is like one of those times when people stop filming because it's frustrating and they're messing everything up, and I'm probably going to do just that. Unless I want to just cuss a bunch, which I do enjoy. You went liquor. Not the best. There we go. Still not really straight there. Better. Alrighty then. There you go. Got the seal in. In my giddy, childlike excitement, I completely forgot to install this. And also forgot to paint it. So I'm going to paint it. I soaked this thing in Evaporust last night for 24 hours, and then I just cleaned it off in the parts washer, and it still looks like shit. So still a lot of rust on it, but yeah, I'm just gonna paint it. I went ahead and used my .co with the wire wheel on it, and went over this. Came out pretty nice. I got quite a bit of the rust off. I hang it up here on my makeshift small engine run stand / paint stand / IV stand. It's kind of I like this little gravity-fed fuel setup. When you just gotta try to run an engine for a minute. Nothing on it. Kitty also again. So, did that, sprayed it with some paint prep, wiped it down. Not perfect. Again, nothing I do ever is. Nothing any of us do ever is. And that's okay. Because you're okay too. And you're gonna be all right. Not the part, but you. If you don't know what a Dotco is, it's just a brand name. But a little air tool. These things are handy as shit. I use them in aircraft a lot, aircraft maintenance. But this is like the third little wheel I've gone through for this job, and I'm only doing the driver's side front hub, knuckle, all that stuff. So I need to do this part of the brake and that part of the brake and clean this mess up. Somebody, please. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. I was telling myself I wasn't even gonna clean this one up, and that didn't work out. I like to get all the numbers on everything clean. You can't really, I can't hardly see that, but there's even some numbers there. There's a little Chrysler emblem on the other side, I think. And this greaser is stuck, so I need a cheater bar. And I have one. Might be a little overkill, but this is a Huey seat pull, and it never lets me down. But I'm not going to be able to do this and hold the camera and hold that thing because it's not really in the vise. It's just kind of hanging out. So I'm gonna try to get this thing off. Resituated. Let's see how easy of a job this does. I'm gonna try to do it one-handed. Oh, look at that. Like butter. Couldn't get that just with a little wrench at all. Huey seat pull to the rescue again. It also makes an absolutely horrible sound when you drop it on concrete. It makes a sound that makes you want to pierce your eardrums out with a pick. But yeah, the tip came out of this thing. Well, I soaked it in Evaporust and got a bunch of Evaporust inside to the cylinder here, so I'm gonna clean that out and all that fun stuff. Yeah, right. I wish, right? You always get it there, you're like, oh, it's probably hand tight. Yeah, I probably get it just with my fingers. And I make that mistake a lot, and especially with this terrible hand. It never gets anything. Boy, that looks like a special. Yeah, that's well, it's not a grease zerk. It's a brake fluid zerk. So I'm gonna have to order that. Don't put grease in this. Kitty, 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 kitty. Friend just dropped a new addition to the family off. He was found outside of a Walmart, left out to die, so now he's gonna be one of my shop cats. Probably name him Steve like all the other orange cats, but he's pretty upset right now. Need to get him a little bed, make him feel at home. Didn't have a chance to clean out the bottom of this thing yet. She just came right over. It's okay, little buddy. You'll be okay, kitty, 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 kitty. You'll be okay. Got him a heater. Gonna put a heat lamp on him too. Make sure he's nice and comfy. Okay, I got the backing plate installed, painted. Oh, can't see my hand there. That's on there. Torqued down the bolts that hold the spindle through the backing plate onto the knuckle. Those were, I think, like 25 foot-pounds, maybe 30 foot-pounds. But now, putting the hub on, you use one of those locking washers. They're not really they're not washers, lock nuts that go in the spindle to suck the hub all the way onto the deal. I don't know if I can turn a flash on or not, but you can't see it too well. I know I can't see it too well, but I'm old. What's your excuse? It's in there. So then once you get it down to the actual spindle and it seats in there, you take your special tool. This is a like power tool or something like that. W150. You do a preload on this just to make sure everything's good. So I've set this torque wrench to 25 foot-pounds, and I'm gonna try to do it one-handed here. I wanna make sure the bearings and everything's set. I like to do at least 2 clicks to be sure. Good to go. Now, I don't really recommend using torque wrenches to pull things off, but I'm gonna do it. You know why? Because I'm a loner dotty, a rebel. Anybody know about Pee Wee before he got arrested for showing off the goods? I can't get this. But anyway, I'm gonna try to get this backed off. Oh, gonna move this out of the way a little bit. Gonna back it off, and then when I make sure I'm good to go, I'm going to torque it back down to 15 foot-pounds. And make sure when you're doing this that you have that little nipple on the lock nut facing out, because there's a washer that goes on there, a spacer washer. See this guy right here. Again, very hard to see. I'm about to drop my torque wrench, which would completely render it uncalibrated. Man, cannot get this to focus at all. Technology. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Kind of, that little guy right there. So, I backed it off, and in a minute I'll torque it back down, and then I can get started putting in the rest of the junk and get those worn hubs in, those locking hubs. Really can't wait to get this all done. And just for a quick reference, so this is like after, this is pretty nice looking. I mean, it's not the best looking, but I mean, really, it's not too bad to right there, and everything else is just dirty and gross. Oh, now maybe you can see. So you see inside there. What I really should have done, I'm gonna have to take all this off. Yes, I am, because I did not put the damn brake caliper bracket on there. This is real life, folks. The one person that'll probably see this besides me, maybe my kids, which is actually what it's for. So yeah, make mistakes, you just suck it up, take it apart, do it again. So I gotta take that off. But anyway, this is, it doesn't look too bad. Man, look at this side over here. This is what the thing looked like on the other side. I mean, come on. That is disgusting. Yuck City. This is terrible. So yeah, this is what the other side looked like before I started messing with it. This side will get done eventually. I really just need it to be down on the ground on 4 wheels so I can maneuver it around places and get my son's truck in here and work on it. He's got an 85 W150 that I need to completely rebuild because he wrecked it. Yep, wrecked it 30 minutes after getting it. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, doesn't it look a lot better? It'd look a lot better if I did it right the first time. God dang it. Okay, I realized I'm a double idiot. I don't have to take it off because it doesn't have a nut on the back. The bolt's going through this way, and those are receptacles. So, mistakes all around. Mistake, mistake, mistake. Just like my mom used to tell me. I'm just kidding. My mother's a saint. She is absolutely perfect. But anyway, gonna get that bracket on because I painted it too on my engine fuel run stand / paint stand, UV. Yeah, it's a sun ray stand. Sorry, it's late and I don't know how to talk good. Hey, you know, a silver lining of having holes in your body panels, make good places to hang your light. Ta-da! So right now I'm gonna install this brake adapter. You see that right there? Adapter. And I'm looking through my maintenance pub. Come over here to the tightening reference. We have adapter mounting bolts. We got W150, 150 foot-pounds. Telling you, these service manuals are very, very helpful. So this is the brake adapter, and these are the bolts that were 150 foot-pounds. And this is still really rusty, so don't look at it. Just fucking quit. Ooh, prettier. Stop. You know, it might be all for naught, but I like to try to give what I'm prepping and painting the best chance for the paint to adhere. So I do like to use some of this, well, at least some kind of paint prep. TSP is pretty highly recommended, and it's worked pretty well for me, but you know, it's not like it's really important. I'm not going to paint this all sparkly red. No, I'm not going to paint it all sparkly red. I'm just going to paint it black. But still, I do like to try to give the best chance I can. Look at that. See, you know it's a Chrysler brake caliper because it's got the little butthole on it. And I found some numbers. Haven't looked them up. I imagine it's going to say, this is a brake caliper. Oh, sorry. 3339 equals what? What is this? 81807. I don't have my readers on. I gotta use my magnifying glass on the phone. So I'm gonna dry this, paint it. This TSP stuff is, you know, it's paint prep is supposed to remove grease or anything on it. So, but then I'm gonna touch this with my bare hands again, and well, there's definitely no grease on my hands. I mean, it's pretty clean, right? I mean, I've been wearing gloves most all night long. I've been double bagging them. Okay, so I'm revisiting this adjustment nut that's in there. You know, like I mentioned earlier, I preloaded it 25 foot-pounds, backed it off, and then tightened it down to 15 foot-pounds. Some people like to tighten it down and then just back it off, you know, an 1/8 of an inch or something like that. But the main thing is you just want this rotor to spin freely. Okay, so you don't want it bound up. So I've got it torqued down to 15 foot-pounds. I like to do things, you know, by the book. If they get the spec on it, I can do it. So now we've got this washer, and this is going to go right in here between these other two nuts. And remember, this little nipple right there is going to line up, should line up with one of the holes on this washer guy. If I can get my hand in there to make it work. Oh, come on, here we go. So now we got that, and it did. It lined up to the hole. One of those guys right there. You kind of, well, my finger's pointing at it. That's where it, trust me, I'm an adult. Now we've got this one, and this one I cleaned up. It has a little bit of pitting right there. You know, it's all right. It's all right. And now I'm gonna try to do this one-handed and completely lose all focus on the camera. Maybe if I switch to my left hand by the power of Grayskull. The problem is I'm right-handed, but my right hand is almost useless, and well, so is my left hand. So don't ask me how I get anything done, because I don't know. I did it. Okay, so now I'm gonna do that one, and this, I'm gonna torque to 120 foot-pounds. with my special socket and my torque winch. So this guy up again on the torque wrench, and there's some who left all this shit around everywhere? I swear. God damn. Whoever works here needs to be fired. But I've also got to set this because right now it's at 150 for those adapter bolts. So I'm gonna stop this in and I'm gonna adjust the torque winch. Okay, that guy's torqued down to 120 foot-pounds. Now, be aware, if you have grease on your threads, your torque values are gonna be different. So make sure that you're torquing nuts that are meant to be dry. Make sure they're dry, because a wet torque, it can be very different from a dry torque. 90-degree offset changes torque values. You have to add 10%, I believe it is. You know, if you're using a dog bone or something, you got a hard place to get it. But that, you know, it's neither here nor there because we're not messing with that. But then, anyway, now I believe that I am ready to put in the new worn locking hubs. So I'm going to go make sure I know what I'm doing with that, and then we'll go over that business. This is the worn locking hub kit, part number, looks like 20990. Yeah, 20990. It's pretty straightforward. You have this half of it that goes in there, okay, in the hub. You press that in. I mean, you just put it in. You don't have to press it. You have to kind of jiggle it around a little bit, and then it slides right in. Now, what I was just having reservations about is there is a retaining ring, snap ring, this guy right here, and in a perfect world, it goes in a groove that's right inside here. Now this wouldn't go all the way back. It doesn't go all the way back. I kept trying and taking it out and putting it in different spots, but then I looked in here in the instructions. Now it says some early model solid front axle may not accept axle retaining ring, which is that ring right there, but it doesn't list Dodges. But apparently, an 84 Dodge W150 with the Dana 44 is one of these that won't accept the retaining ring. But as it says right there, outboard the hub body, their use is not mandatory. No durability loss will be suffered. So it's just relying on the lock ring, which just popped right in there. I just put that in my hand. I didn't even need a screwdriver or anything. And you can kind of see it right around there. So you just pop that lock ring in, shazam. And then I'm gonna take these beautiful mothers right here, right? And this will go on there, but I need to try to have it lined up with the receptacles back behind it, because yeah. So that's what it's gonna look like. Now I'll put these these little fasteners in. If I can get one out without jiggling everything around. I apologize for my terrible camera skills. Probably people getting seasick. But yeah, these will go right in there, and hopefully I am on one of the holes. If not, can't adjust it. It's pretty simple. All right, so the worn instructions call for 25 to 30 inch-pounds for these. So if you have a 20 to 200 inch-pound torque wrench, by all means use it. If not, I can call my grandmother and she will come over and tighten these for you. In all seriousness though, it's I do like having everything torqued right, but in this case, German torque will do just fine. That would be guten tight if you weren't aware of how the Germans torque their things. The Germans. Sorry. Anyway, I can't do this one-handed. So yeah, I'm gonna tighten these down, and I'm going to see how it works. Well, make sure it does work. I know how it works, but I need to ensure proper installation. So maybe I'll just tighten this one up on camera here, on film. Ooh, wee, wee, wee. Oh, wee. Ooh. This little gear wrench socket wrench is pretty dang handy. I've had a couple of these, and click. This is the part where I go, I've been doing this for 30 years and I know what it feels like, and this is fine. So there you go.